3-4 cases we have already discussed, which are relevant to business ethics, the problems which have been faced by the company because of business ethics, that because of not following the principles of business ethics that we had discussed during the last sessions. So today we are going to discuss which cases we are going to discuss. Anyone? Can you recall?
Kingfisher Airlines.
Kingfisher Airlines, and the other one is?
Yes Bank. I think Yes Bank we have discussed. Not sure, sir. Jet
Okay,
Airways.
Kingfisher Airlines, we will first start.
Okay.
So Kingfisher Airline, anyone who has read about Kingfisher Airline, it's a very famous case.
Yes, sir, I want to speak if you allow me.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Because I have gone through with that case, because in the news also we read about the case, and overall I have a idea about it. So I'll take 5 minutes. It's okay, sir?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Sir, so Kingfisher is an Indian brand owned by the United Breweries Holding Limited, and the Vijay Mallya was leading this company, and he is an Indian businessman and former member of Parliament also before, and I think he had his own Royal Challengers IPL team as well, and I think his father had been expired in the year of 1983, and then he took over the business from his father. उनका जो था ये शायद फैमिली बिजनेस था, एंड ये एविएशन एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड बियर में इनका बिजनेस था. And then Vijay Mallya had taken the loan. Total loan was 9,000 crore from the different banks. I think around 9 or 10 banks were there. From them, he took loan. I think SBI 1600 crore, yes. 800 from PNB, IDBI 800, and then many more. And then I think once जब वो जो उनकी डोमेस्टिक एयरलाइन कंपनी थी, जब उन्होंने एविएशन में एंटर किया, आई थिंक इन 2010. सो माल्या का जो बिजनेस था, इट वाज ऑन वेरी हैवी लॉस, बिकॉज उन्होंने एक कुछ तो नाम था, मुझे याद नहीं है, डेक्कन एयर, यस, Deccan Air, because I think he bought the Deccan Air company because he wanted to उनका जो business था, he wanted to explore more, और वो international flights भी करना चाहते थे from India. But however, I understand from the newspaper or some articles that our Indian government did not allow him to make international flights from India. And I think just because of that, Deccan Air उन्होंने खरीद लिया था, and through that he wanted to run a business for international flights. And उस Deccan जो air थी, company थी, which is in the loss making company, and it was merged with Kingfisher Airlines, but it could not make the profit in 2010. So Mallya का जो business था वो heavy loss में था. Sir, इतना ही पता है मुझे.
Very good, excellent, very good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes, anyone else? Okay, Neha, very good. So this case is related to the failure of the policies which were adopted by the company called Kingfisher Airlines. So as Neha has already given you in brief about the history of Kingfisher Airline. Now, all the cases which we are discussing basically from the point of view of failure of the company to keep the principles of business ethics in its business. So in all these cases, the most common thing is that the basic principles of business ethics what is right and what is wrong, that were totally ignored, that were totally overruled. And these cases are a complete failure of business ethics policies by the company. Now, as Neha has already informed you, that United Breweries was the company which was owned by Mr. Vijay Mallya. He inherited that company from his father. And that particular company was better or best known for a particular drink. What was that?
सर किंगफिशर ही
United.
नाम था ना उनकी बियर का, आई थिंक सो.
Yes, very good. So beer, जो उनका प्रोडक्ट था किंगफिशर बियर, that was very famous, and that particular beverage product made the company profitable. Other products were also there. Soda was there, then beer was there, then other various products were there. But particularly the most profitable, the most saleable product was beer, Kingfisher beer. So in 2000, early 2000, when the government decided that it will be relaxing the rules and regulations related to aviation sector, Mr. Vijay Mallya thought that this is the right time to invest in airlines. So he decided that he will be starting his own airline. And we all know the name was same, and that was Kingfisher Airlines. As Mr. Vijay Mallya strongly believed in advertising the product for increasing the sale. So he invested a very huge amount in advertisement of his airline. In 2003, the airline became operative. And in the initial stage, as the market was opening for other players also, in the initial phase, say for 1 or 2 years, when the competition was less and the market was very huge, the company made huge profits, good profits. We will not say huge profit, but it was good profit. Why it was good profit? Because the cost of the aircraft or the investment which is required to be made in the aviation industry is very huge. So return, the company gets return, but that returns the company gets very slowly because of the huge investment. So in the 1 or 2 years, the company started earning profit. In that particular time, one more company came into existence, and that was Deccan Airways. Now, the most important feature of Deccan Airways was that it was considered as the best economical airline of the country. Now, this particular Deccan Airways changed the entire aviation scenario during those years in 2004 and 5. So how it changed, that the basic thing was that this particular airline, that is Deccan, they concentrated on how to reduce the airfare, and how a common man can also be encouraged to fly by air. they started comparing, giving comparisons of their air ticket and the Rajdhani Express railway or other railways that were the express railways, their AC sleeper coach ticket. So such type of advertisement was given by Deccan Airways. That was the first airways which concentrated only on flying the passengers from one place to another, from one city to another. They reduced the cost of saying catering to the requirements, other requirements of the passengers. For example, that in those days, good quality foods were food or snacks or drinks were served, and because of that, the fare used to increase. So this airways, that is Deccan Airways, they decided that they will reduce the fare, and they stopped giving, say, tea, coffee, breakfast, dinner, or lunch to the passengers on board. And that was the reason why this particular was profitable. Now, slowly, when the other companies also started entering, at that particular moment, the most important competitors of Deccan Airways were Jet Airways and Kingfisher Airlines. At that particular time, Jet Airways was considered as the most important player after Air India in the country. And when the Jet Airways came to know about this pattern of low cost airline, they also started implementing it. And because of that, there was a tremendous competition. Now, this Kingfisher airline, as Mr. ambitious, he wanted to make Kingfisher airline one of the most important or the largest airline in the country. And for that, he started purchasing aircrafts, new aircrafts, that the company decided that they will be purchasing new aircrafts which will be having say luxurious interiors will be there, best quality furniture will be there, best quality designs, interior cabin design will be there. And at the same time, they wanted to reduce the price of the fare also, because they wanted to be in the race, as things had changed drastically because of Deccan Airways. Now, here what happened is that when he was purchasing aircrafts, the amount which he invested was very huge. And because of that huge investment, Mr. Vijay Mallya was forced to take loans from different banks. And that loan, which he took from banks and other financial institutions, that was on a high interest rate or higher interest rate. So for 2, 3, 4 years, all the things were very good. But when 2007 or 2008 came, it came with a particular event. And because of that event, all the companies started making losses. What was that event? in 2000, late 2007 and early 2008, a very important economic event took place, and which drastically affected the industrial scenario of India, not only India, but of the entire world. What was that event?
Sir, maybe dot-com bubble burst. Maybe, sir.
No, please come again. Your voice is not clear.
Sir, dot-com bubble burst.
Dot-com bubble burst. What else? A very important event. What was that? That was the main reason why the company failed. The other reasons were also there, which we will be discussing. But that reason was considered as the main reason of failure of many airlines. Yes. What was that in 2008? क्या हुआ 2008 में ऐसा कि ना सिर्फ भारत की कंपनियों को लॉस उठाना पड़ा,
सर
बल्कि
सत्यम डूबी थी ना, और रिसेशन आया था सर 2008 में.
वेरी गुड. That was the main reason, recession. Now just think that from 2000 or maybe 2003 onwards, all the major players in the aviation sector, that is Air India or Indian Airlines or Kingfisher Airlines or Deccan Airways or Jet Airways, all the companies were earning profits. They were not into losses. But when this downfall, when this recession started taking place, maybe from 2007, this was a time when the recession started taking place. And at this particular moment, a very important decision was taken by Kingfisher Airline, and that decision was related to purchase of buying the Deccan Airways. अब डेक्कन एयरवेज को अगर खरीदना है तो अगेन बहुत सारा पैसा डालना पड़ा. इतना पैसा इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के बाद 2-3 साल तक अगर प्रॉफिट नहीं होगा तो इंटरेस्ट ग्रू एट अ अलार्मिंग रेट, and because of that there was losses. That was the most important thing. Now other important points which led to the downfall of Kingfisher Airline was that now in 2008 we all know that IPL started, and as Neha has already told that in IPL the Bangalore team is owned by Kingfisher Airlines, or we can say Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya was the owner. Now in 2008, when the company was not into profit, when the entire world was facing recession, every businessman was taking that investment decision or expenditure decision on anything. Whatever decisions they used to take, they were supposed to take, they kept those decisions on hold because of that economic turmoil. But Mr. Vijay Mallya was the person who took many, we can say, very strong decision in those days. First decision, that he acquired the Deccan Airways. Second decision, he became the owner of IPL team, that is Bangalore. And then he started paying more attention to the IPL team than to his business in Kingfisher Airline. And that was the reason, main reason. अगर आप 2008 का अगर आपको IPL पता है जिस किसी को भी पता है, 2008, 2009, 2010। तो एवरी डे Mr. Maल्या was seen partying somewhere or the other. On every day or every alternate day, his picture related to partying would come on page 3 of leading newspapers. So he not only invested drastically in the purchase of aircrafts, but he spent lots and lots of money unnecessarily on organizing IPL related parties. Next reason was he started investing in Bollywood movies also. He started investing in a calendar which was called as Kingfisher calendar. किसी ने सुना है क्या Kingfisher calendar? Anyone who has heard about this Kingfisher calendar? किसी ने सुना Kingfisher calendar?
नहीं सर, मैंने तो नहीं सुना।
It's a very famous calendar. अगर आपने नहीं सुना तो किसी ने तो सुना होगा Kingfisher calendar. Now, why we are discussing this Kingfisher calendar in the downfall of the company? The reason is very simple. Every year, Mr. Vijay Mallya used to come out with a new calendar. Normal calendar, we all know, very much similar to our Kal Nirnay or other type of calendars, right? So in the month of December or in the month of January, everyone purchases a new calendar like Mahalakshmi, like Kal Nirnay or other type of calendars. Now he decided that every year he will be printing his own calendar, and that calendar was named Kingfisher calendar. Now in those Kingfisher calendar, he used to include the pictures of leading models of the country, leading female models of the country. Now if a photo shoot of leading Indian model is to be done, again huge money is involved there. अगर हम लोग महालक्ष्मी कैलेंडर देखते हैं या फिर एक अपना काल निर्णय देखते हैं या कोई भी नॉर्मल कैलेंडर देखते हैं, तो उसमें इतना ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं होता, उसका पेपर का क्वालिटी नॉर्मल रहता है. अगर आप किंगफिशर कैलेंडर देखेंगे तो एवरीथिंग वाज वेरी लग्जूरियस काइंड. उसका पेपर का क्वालिटी अलग, इंपोर्ट किया जाता था पेपर, जो प्रिंटिंग होती थी वो प्रिंटिंग भी टॉप मोस्ट, कई बार तो बाहर से प्रिंट होके आते थे. जो मॉडल्स उसके ऊपर जिनके फोटोज रहते थे, दैट जनवरी में एक मॉडल है, फिर फरवरी का मंथ आया तो कैलेंडर चेंज हुआ, दूसरी मॉडल का वहां पे फोटो है. तो दैट मॉडल यूज्ड टू चार्ज लैक्स ऑन लैक्स ऑफ रुपीज फॉर दैट फोटो शूट. And for what it was printed, no one still knows. That was only for displaying his luxurious lifestyle. Now, if we talk about business ethics, all these will be called as unnecessary, unwarranted expenditures which will definitely lead to the downfall of the company. क्या जरूरत है किसी कंपनी को करोड़ों रुपए इन्वेस्ट करना है हर साल कैलेंडर प्रिंट करने में, जो कैलेंडर वो फ्री में बांटते थे. अगेन unnecessary investment. For IPL also, every day parties were organized by the company and the company's money was invested or spent on those parties. It was not the money of the Bangalore or that IPL team It was the money of United Breweries. It was the money of Kingfisher Airline, which used to be spent on these parties. Now, the next important thing, which is against the principle of business ethics, is that with the money which he raised through various loans, बहुत कंपनियों से, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हो या बैंक्स हो, उनसे लोन लिया गया, पर वो लोन का एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा, एक बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट लोन का कहां पे स्पेंड किया गया? वो स्पेंड किया गया मिस्टर विजय माल्या की पर्सनल लाइफस्टाइल को मेंटेन करने के लिए। अब पर्सनल लाइफस्टाइल को मेंटेन करने के लिए कितना पैसा लगता है? तो वो पैसा करोड़ों में लगा। As he had a very lavish or luxurious lifestyle, he bought not only villas in the country, but he started purchasing mansions and palaces in the other countries also. In UK, he has purchased a mansion which is very much similar to, which can be called as a palace, जो महल कहा जा सकता है, और जो 200 से 300 एकड़ में फैला हुआ है, and that was also, that is in a posh locality of England. Now, if such unnecessary expenses are done by a businessman, then we can expect only downfall. We cannot expect growth from this particular point. अगर आप बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, आपके बिजनेस में आपको प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, तो अगर इथिक्स के हिसाब से देखेंगे तो आप क्या करेंगे? You will start investing that money in your business only to grow your business. You will not spend that hard-earned money of the company's profit in maintaining your lavish and luxurious lifestyle. If you just Google the lifestyle of Mr. Vijay Mallya, you will come to know that he was having his personal airplanes, his personal yacht, his personal ship, all the foreign make cars he was in possession, say चाहे वो Lamborghini हो, Mercedes हो, Rolls Royce हो, all these major cars he was having. So that is against the principles of business. What is business ethics? Business ethics are the principles which guides the business in a proper direction, which differentiates between what is right and what is wrong, which differentiates between a good decision and a bad decision. So all these decisions can be categorized as bad decisions which led to the downfall of the company. Otherwise, he would have made money like anything. But what led to the downfall is his own personal lifestyle. If you are investing in a company and if your company is growing, and all of a sudden, if you get, say, too much of fame, too much of name, and because of that fame and name which you have earned for within a period of say 5 to 10 years, and because of that fame and name, if you start investing or spending money in maintaining your lifestyle, you start say diverting the money from the company to your personal lifestyle, then it is the start of your downfall. And that was the same thing which led to the downfall of Kingfisher Airlines. And now we all are aware that cases are there against Mr. Vijay Mallya related to the non-repayment of loan. And right now he is out of India. So these are the basic reasons which are considered as the against the principles of business ethics. So अगर business ethics के खिलाफ अगर आप business करेंगे, ethical practices अगर आपकी नहीं रहेंगी, तो जल्दी ही आपका बिजनेस कोलैप्स हो सकता है या आपका बिजनेस नीचे आ सकता है. Very similar example is Mr. Anil Ambani. That is again a very famous case. Why Mr. Anil Ambani failed and why Mr. Mukesh Ambani is so successful. Yes, anyone who knows about it? किसको पता है? It's a very famous case. आज की डेट में अनिल अंबानी क्या है और मुकेश अंबानी क्या है? और अगर हम लोग 15 साल पीछे चले जाएं, तो what was the standing, what was the position of Mr. Mukesh Ambani and what was the position of Mr. Anil Ambani?
Sir, Mukesh Ambani to for Jio, no?
Yes.
Jio brand.
And who is Anil Ambani?
उनके brother.
उनके brother. Very good. और किसी को सिर्फ नेहा is come prepared, others they are not bothered, right? So students, those who are already working, they seems to be sincere, but those who are yet to join any organization, if you do not improve upon your knowledge, life is very tough. All the companies, whether it's a multinational company, a small scale company, or a startup company, every company needs an intelligent employee, a knowledgeable employee, a skilled employee. If you are unable to develop your knowledge skill, then things will be very, very, very difficult for you. Even after 10 days, if you are not coming prepared for these famous cases, which everyone is aware of, a student who is studying in maybe 11th or 12th, that student might be aware of what is Anil Ambani and what is who is Anil Ambani and who is Mukesh Ambani, and the case related to the failure of Mr. Anil Ambani. So अगर हम लोग पढ़ नहीं रहे हैं, हम लोग अपने आप को अपडेट नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो आगे चल के बहुत मुश्किल है. यस, अभी कोई और apart from Neha? Anyone who is aware of the dispute or the case related to the failure of Mr. Anil Ambani? अभी मिस्टर अनिल अंबानी का कितना फॉर्च्यून क्या है उनकी, किसी को पता है? कितने करोड़ के अभी वो मालिक हैं? कितना है उनकी संपत्ति, कितनी है? What is the net worth of Mr. Anil Ambani?
Sir, I think more than 100 million. Sorry, billion, not million.
No, I'm talking about Anil Ambani. I'm not talking about Mukesh Ambani,
Oh,
please
okay.
remember.
Sorry. Yeah. Mukesh Ambani.
हाँ,
Sorry.
I'm talking about Mr. Anil Ambani. Yes, no one. अरे इतनी देर में तो गूगल में डाल लेते तो पता भी चल जाता, पर उतना भी कष्ट अगर आप अपने आप को नहीं दे सकते तो it is very difficult. So right now, Mr. Anil Ambani is considered as a bankrupt person. Bankrupt. Bankrupt means, what is the meaning of bankrupt?
सर आई थिंक बैंकक्रप्ट वो होता है जो डिक्लेयर्ड एज अ मतलब लॉ के हिसाब से एज अ डिक्लेयर्ड हो गया है, जो अनेबल टू पे देयर लोन्स.
Very good. So that person, which is in Hindi, it is called as दिवालिया, कि उसको दिवालिया घोषित कर दिया गया है. तो अभी कोर्ट ने मिस्टर अनिल अंबानी को दिवालिया घोषित कर दिया है. ऐसा क्यों हुआ?
सर क्योंकि उनका रिलायंस पावर, मतलब मुझे सर पूरा पता नहीं है, बट आई कैन ट्राई. रिलायंस पावर जो उनका गैस और उसके इसमें उनका जो बिजनेस था, आई थिंक उसकी वजह से हुआ, क्योंकि उसके रेट्स बहुत फ्लक्चुएट हुए और फिर उसमें उनको लॉस हुआ एंड दैट्स व्हाई वो दिवालिया हो गए. आई थिंक वो बिजनेस की वजह से.
यहाँ पर भी when any businessman starts compromising in ethics, then there are problems for the company. Now just try to recall when, after the death of Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, when the terms were not good between both the brothers, there was some sort of infighting between, Cold War was there between both the brothers, that who will inherit which company. बहुत बड़ा अंपायर था मिस्टर धीरू भाई अंबानी ने जो खड़ा किया था. उनकी डेथ के बाद दोनों भाइयों में झगड़ा हुआ कि कौन सी कंपनी किस भाई के पास जाएगी. वो झगड़ा काफी बड़ा, पर बीच में जो उनकी मदर थी, मिसेस कोकिला बेन अंबानी, she played the role of a negotiator or a sort of counselor. So she guided both the sons, and a amicable distribution of companies was done. बड़े बेटे को नॉट सो प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनी सौंपी गई क्योंकि वो बड़ा है. छोटा बेटा, उसे प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनी सौंपी गई. पावर जनरेशन कंपनी that was profitable, that was given to Mr. Anil Ambani. And during those days, one of the most profitable company or most profitable sector was considered as telecommunication sector. तो telecommunication sector जो था वो अगेन मिस्टर अनिल अंबानी के पास गया. तो रिलायंस मोबाइल, अगर किसी को याद होगा, तो रिलायंस मोबाइल जो कंपनी थी वो अनिल अंबानी के पास आ गई. तो ऐसा बोला गया कि जो प्रॉफिट मेकिंग कंपनीज थी वो अनिल अंबानी के पास आई. जो नॉट सो प्रॉफिट मेकिंग, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो कंपनियां प्रॉफिट में नहीं थी, पर जितना प्रॉफिट ये 2-3 कंपनियों को चल रहा था, वो कंपनियां अनिल अंबानी को मिली और बाकी कंपनीज मुकेश अंबानी. आफ्टर 15-20 years, Now things have completely changed. एक भाई मोबाइल कंपनी अच्छे से चला नहीं पाया, जो प्रॉफिट मेकिंग थी. सेम मोबाइल फोन कंपनी, उसका नाम चेंज हुआ. सेम मीन्स it was a mobile phone company. Reliance Mobile is different and Jio Mobile is different, because Reliance Mobile is owned by Anil Ambani and Jio is owned by Mukesh Ambani. Now the again mobile company which was started by Mr. Mukesh Ambani in the name of Jio. We all know how successful Jio is. 5 साल पहले जब जियो मार्केट में आया, 5 साल के अंदर we know where is Jio and where are the competitors. Now when Jio entered the market, at that time the market was completely ruled by Idea, Airtel, Vodafone, and there were some local players also. And suddenly a new brand was launched, that is Jio. And after 3-4 years, we do not see any competition to Jio. Where is Idea? Where is Vodafone? And where is somewhat Airtel is only the tough competitor, but that also not so tough. Now we will again go back to the reasons of failure of Mr. Anil Ambani. Again, we will say it was the failure of the ethics, principles, and it is very much similar to Mr. Vijay Mallya. If we compare the lifestyle of Mr. Vijay Mallya and Mr. Anil Ambani, that is not very different, if not exactly similar. It is not that Mr. Anil Ambani is so lavish in spending like Mr. Vijay Mallya, but yes, Mr. Anil Ambani also concentrated more on entertainment business rather than focusing on the basic businesses of the company or the core business of the company, that is power generation or the mobile company. He started devoting more time to entertainment industry, and he started concentrating or spending more time in partying than in doing business. तो अगर आप अपनी कंपनी में कम समय स्पेंड करते हैं और पार्टीज में ज्यादा स्पेंड करते हैं, क्या होगा? आपका ध्यान कंपनी में कम है, आप बराबर से डिसीजन नहीं ले रहे हैं, तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी कंपनी को लॉस होने ही वाला है लॉन्ग रन में, और वही हुआ. कि कंपटीशन बढ़ता गया, और क्योंकि ओनर का ध्यान नहीं है, तो इसीलिए कंपटीशन उनके आगे निकल गया, कॉम्पिटिटर्स उनके आगे निकल गए, एंड दे हैड टू एक्सेप्ट द लॉसेस. I'll share you one incident that around, say, maybe more than 20 years back, when Mr. Anil Ambani got married to Tina Muneem. So Tina Muneem was a leading Bollywood actress. Now when she married Anil Ambani, तो अनिल अंबानी gifted her a necklace worth 50 or 60 lakh something, and that was 20-25 years back. एक पार्टी में गए दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ, और वो नेकलेस चोरी हो गया, 50 या 60 लाख रुपए का नेकलेस। पुलिस में कंप्लेंट नहीं हुई, किसी और सोर्स से पुलिस को पता चला कि इतना महंगा नेकलेस चोरी हुआ है। पुलिस ने वाइफ को कांटेक्ट किया, दैट इज टीना मुनी, कि मैडम आपका इतना महंगा हार चोरी हुआ है, आपने कंप्लेंट नहीं की। और वहां पर जो रिप्लाई था मैडम का, एंड दैट रिप्लाई वाज कि इससे मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, 50 lakh is just peanuts for me. It is not a very big amount for which I shall file a complaint in the police station. And that was the reason why I didn't file the complaint. अगर आपकी मेंटालिटी, अगर आप इस तरीके से अपना पैसा बहाने लग गए, खर्च करने लग गए, जहां पर आप 50 लाख और 60 लाख का हार अगर आपका चोरी हो जाता है तो भी आपको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, तो बहुत ज्यादा दिनों तक वो पैसा आपके साथ नहीं रह सकता। बिकॉज when you are earning money, you are supposed to save the money, you are supposed to wisely invest the money for the future growth of the company. If you are investing, or we will not say investing, if you are spending this money from the, that is the profit of the company, in your personal, say, luxuries, and that is, we will say, extra luxuries, then it is not profitable. Someday or the other your company will be in loss. And then again, the next important thing was, which led to the failure of Mr. Anil Ambani, was he started taking loans like anything. जिस भी बैंक में लोन मिल रहा है, लोन ले लो। और अनिल अंबानी नाम इतना बड़ा है कि उनको बैंक में जाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती थी। जैसे ही मार्केट में खबर फैलती थी कि मिस्टर अनिल अंबानी इज इन नीड ऑफ मनी, सीनियर बैंक ऑफिशियल यूज्ड टू बी there at the doorstep of Mr. Anil Ambani with the loan ready, that we are there to give you loan, please take loan from our bank, please take loan from our financial institution. That was the condition. पर जब कोई आपको लोन दे रहा है तो उसका रिटर्न भी वो लेगा। लोन कभी भी आपको फ्री में नहीं दिया जाता, चाहे वो हम जैसे सामान्य लोग हों या अनिल अंबानी जैसे टॉप बिजनेसमैन या विजय माल्या जैसे टॉप बिजनेसमैन। एंड लेटर ऑन what happened, we all know that because of more concentration in the other field than his basic field, कि बेसिक फील्ड क्या थी, तो बिजनेस था। कौन सा बिजनेस था? तो पेट्रोल, ये पावर जनरेशन का बिजनेस था और मोबाइल का बिजनेस था। अगर वो अच्छे से किया रहता तो शायद आज दोनों भाई एट पार होते, क्योंकि जब डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हुआ, अगर आप गूगल करेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि दोनों भाइयों की वेल्थ में जो डिफरेंस था वो काफी ज्यादा था। छोटे भाई की वेल्थ जो नेटवर्थ थी वो ज्यादा थी और बड़े भाई की नेटवर्थ कम थी। आज की डेट में बड़े भाई की नेटवर्थ लाखों करोड़ में है और छोटे भाई की नेटवर्थ इज बैंकरप्ट, जीरो पे आ गई। So that is the failure of ethical principles in the management. So this subject, which is related to business ethics, it talks about ethical principles. If we take example of Mr. Ratan Tata, Mr. Ratan Tata, who is heading one of the largest business conglomerate in the world, not only in the country, in the world we are talking about. But when we talk about ethical principles, we should learn ethical principles, how ethical principles should be followed in business. That is to be learned from Mr. Ratan Tata. कि कैसे? I'll share you a small incident and then we will wind up the session. That still Mr. Ratan Tata lives in a kind of, say, old home, we can say, which is not very modern or ultra modern as of Antilia or other businessmen's house. That is simple. Today also, if we see the car collection of, say, Vijay Mallya, Anil Ambani, and compare that car collection with Mr. Ratan Tata, you will come to know that he's having only 2 to 3 cars, and that also not so expensive. And the car which he is using for his daily commutation, that car he is having for the last 15, 20, 25 years. 15-20 साल से वो वही कार चला रहे। तो जब किसी रिपोर्टर ने उनसे पूछा कि आपके पास इतना पैसा है तो आप रोल्स रॉयस क्यों नहीं खरीदते, तो रिप्लाई वाज वेरी सिंपल कि I feel that this particular car is luxurious car for me, so I don't see any, say, what we can say, कि why I should spend money in purchasing a luxurious car for me when I own a particular car and that I feel that it is comfortable for me. Why should I purchase a car, and that too Rolls Royce? In that interview, one thing which was not shared by Mr. Ratan Tata, it was shared by the anchor who conducted the interview, about the fact, and the fact was that Mr. Ratan Tata is using a car which is 15 to 20 years old, whereas his driver is using Mercedes Benz. तो ड्राइवर मर्सिडीज खरीद सकता है, तो सोचिए कि मिस्टर रतन टाटा क्या खरीद सकते हैं। जो टाटा ट्रस्ट है, 95% या मे बी 96-98% जो भी कंपनी का प्रॉफिट है वो सारा ट्रस्ट में जाता है। अगर वो ट्रस्ट का पैसा अगर निकाल दिया जाए और वो सारा पर्सनल वेल्थ मिस्टर रतन टाटा की इसमें चली जाए, तो ही विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज द richest man not only in India but in the world. That is called as ethical business based on ethics. We had talked about Kingfisher Airline, we had talked about the other airlines also. We all know that father of Mr. Ratan Tata, Mr. J.R.D. Tata, was considered as father of Indian aviation industry. He was the first person, Mr. Ratan Tata's father, Mr. J.R.D. Tata, Jahangir Ratan Dadabhai Tata. He had started that airline first in India before its independence, and later on that airline was given to the government of India and it became Air India and Indian Airlines. But it was started not by the government of India, it was started by the Tata Group of Industries. Now, when all these companies were coming up, Deccan Airways or Jet Airways, all the other companies were coming up, Mr. Ratan Tata also had a dream, and that dream was that he wanted to enter into aviation industry because of his father. His father owned that company, and he always wanted that he should also start a separate independent airline. In those days, he shared in an interview that that particular project was very close to his heart, and almost the project was finalized. Everything was done, but when the project, when the files went for the final clearance, one of the senior most official asked for extra money for signatures, bribe for signatures. It was conveyed to Mr. Ratan Tata that so and so official is asking this much of amount. If we pay this much of amount to the person, immediately the file will be signed and we can start with the aviation company in the country. Now that particular amount was not a very huge amount for Mr. Ratan Tata. Suppose अगर सन 2000 में या उससे पहले 1 लाख रुपया, 10 लाख रुपया, 1 करोड़ रुपया या 10 करोड़ रुपया भी किसी ऑफिशियल ने मांगा होगा, what was the amount that is not disclosed, the name of the official was also not disclosed. Only thing was somebody in the higher position asked for a bribe. What was that bribe? That was not disclosed. Now he was having so much of money that any amount he can easily pay, but as he was very much towards ethical practices, business ethics, कि ethics के हिसाब से ही business करना चाहिए, he cancelled the entire project. No, we are not going to give a single penny to the person as bribe. And as the company did not pay the bribe, the airline project was cancelled. And after say 20 years now, he is able to start come in the aviation sector. Now these were some of the cases related to business ethics, or we will say failure of the companies because of non following the principles of business ethics. Now this is the end of our subject called Indian ethos and business ethics. In case of any query, you can give me a call, or you can send your query on WhatsApp or on mail, right? So before we wind up the session, A very important announcement is there, and that announcement is related to a one-day state level seminar which the college is organizing on this Saturday, that is 18th of June, and it is compulsory for all the students, whether you are working or non-working, to remain present for that one-day seminar. And after the seminar, we have received some of the guidelines related to your offline return examination, which will be conducted in the college, the pattern of the paper, how many questions will be there, how many options will be given to the students, how much timing will be given to the student, whether some extra time will be given or not. All these questions will be answered by director sir in that day only, as it is being decided by the management that most of the students or all of the students from MBA-I and MBA-II will be there. Because of that program, the management has decided that on that day itself, director sir will be guiding or will be clearing the doubts of all the students. The students who will remain absent on that particular day, we will not be able to clear their doubts. So suppose if you are not present for that particular event, that is on Saturday, and the timing is 8:30 a.m., if you remain absent for that and then you give us a call related to a particular query related to your offline examination, then please note that we will not be in a position to clear your doubt. Our answer will be, come to the college and meet director sir. So it is better for everyone, if you are working, please take a leave. Please take a leave on 18th of this month. Those who are having holidays, please do not say plan anything related to your say any other program. So make it to the college at 8:30 a.m. after the seminar. Maybe seminar will be over by 1 p.m. After that, director sir will be conducting the session. So we have not fixed the timing. It may be before the start of the program or after the start of the program. That we will let you know in a day or two. What we are expecting is all the students should remain present. So if you are having any unofficial group, in the official group, of course, we will be posting the message tomorrow. In the unofficial, that is your friends group, please inform those students also who are not present in the lecture that it is important for all the students to remain present on 18th of June, as all the queries related to your examination will be answered by director sir. But if you fail to remain present, then sorry from our side also, right? So thank you everyone for being present in today's session. Thank you.
So Anand sir, just have one question. Sir, regarding this case study, सर
yes,
मुझे जस्ट इतना ही पूछना था कि ऐसे तो केस स्टडी बहुत सारे हैं, सो हाउ मेनी वी नीड टू प्रिपेयर, और आंसर्स जब हम लिखते हैं तो एटलीस्ट अगर हमें सिर्फ 5 करने हैं प्रिपेयर, तो इट विल बी इजी फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस टू रिमेम्बर एवरीथिंग. तो
now what is expected now, I'll not give you all the details.
Yes sir.
Because some of the details will be shared by director sir only.
Yes sir.
Only thing is, we have received a communication from the university that they will be giving you sample questions.
Okay.
They will be, we expect that they will be giving you sample question in your login itself. You
Yes
will
sir, I
receive
am
a text
checking.
message.
Yes, I am checking.
You will be we had a meeting with the university officials, all the
Okay.
colleges. So they have promised that they will be sharing the question bank in the student login. When they will be sharing, they have not disclosed because it is still to be prepared. It is in preparation mode. So they will be sharing everything as and when we will come to know, we will update you. Some guidelines are there which director sir will be disclosing. I need not disclose today itself, but
Yes,
yes,
sir.
on 18th director sir will be clearing all your doubts. So please come on 18th, attend the session. If you have any doubt, whether it's a small doubt related to anything, please ask, and sir will be there to clear your doubt. No problem in that, right? And now case study. Case study is, in the syllabus itself it is written that some of the well-known cases. So these are some of the well-known cases we have already discussed. So how to solve a case study, so a separate lecture we can organize on how to solve a case study. But in short, I can give you that what is expected is that first you need to read the case very carefully. Then, say, 3 4 questions are asked at the end of the case study. That question you need to solve.
Okay.
And the most important thing is you need to highlight the problems in the case. Then you need to, suppose now the case is related to Indian ethos and business ethics. Now what is expected here is that you need to highlight the problem which is related to ethical practices. So here you have to highlight that okay, these were the main problems which led to the failure of the company. So that you need to highlight that these are the problems which are related to failure of business ethics. That you need to highlight. Then if some solution is asked, then you need to give the solution also. When you are giving the solution also, it is expected that instead of giving one solution, you can give 2 3 solutions, and at the end you can suggest the best possible solution also. कि 3 सॉल्यूशन आपने एक आंसर के दिए, और उसके बाद आप लिख सकते हैं कि as far as in my opinion, I feel that this could be the best solution for this particular problem. So that is how you have to solve a particular case study, right? So so everything
Thank you, sir.
director sir will be clearing,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. So thank you
Thank you.
everyone for being present in today's session. So we will meet on 18th at 8:30 a.m. Please come. Thank you.